another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am Stretch, yours truly, your 6'6" phenomenon. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Here we go. Which member of Migos did not have a verse on their song Bad and Bougie?
No idea.
Come on.
I have no idea. I know the Migos had a song called Tasty. Stir Fry.
Bam, what it do? How's everybody doing, man? It is Wednesday. You already know what it is. It's always time for a fresh episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. That is I, yours truly, Stretch, a 6'6" phenomenon. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And I'm super excited because not only are we in day 2 of Black History Month, you know what I'm saying, as far as I'm concerned, every day is Black History, you know what I'm saying? But I have a great panel today, man. 2 of my radio brethren, known them for years, great stories, great laughs, but there's one common, I guess you could say, we all have one commonality, which is sports. And with that being said, I thought it'd be dope to have these brothers on. And as a matter of fact, I really wanted to talk about like the Super Bowl coming up and stuff like that. But being at the NFL is always good for some good controversy. Like Prince said, controversy. They led us with some great stories, which we're going to talk about tonight, man. And we're going to get into some other things as well. But in the meantime, I would like for you all to put your hands together. There we go. For my good brothers right now. First and foremost, coming to the stage first, the executive producer of the Donnie Simpson radio show, my man Rick Chisel. What up, boy?
What up, though? My man Stretch.
And coming in with a strong delay from East Oakland, California. Put your hands together for the VP of Marketing from Zaza and the host of the Stu Review, my man P. Stu. What it do, Stu?
What it do, man? I think we good on the delay, man.
Good for you, that one.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you on that one, sir.
Hey, see, I guess I'm gonna play like the Molly Karen role of this one right here because he put his glasses on, Rick, because he don't want to look you in your face.
I see. I already see what's going on here.
Nah, that's not why. I'm on my my Snoop Dogg shit over here. So you know what I'm saying, like sometimes you know how that goes.
The house.
Yeah, you're in the house, son. Can't nobody see you. Oh man, it's all good, man. But thank you both for hanging out and doing this with me tonight, man. I truly appreciate it. And for those who don't know, we're in a fantasy football group, and this particular group, man, we talk so much trash. Is crazy. But
I was the one that made the playoffs this year. We're talking to 2 non-playoff contenders right now. You two,
come on, man.
And P. Stu. I was in the playoffs. Did I win? Did I win a championship? I did not. But I was in the playoffs. Y'all were not.
What did the Commanders do?
Hey, we'll get into that. Don't jump the gun, Stu.
You know what I'm saying? He's already started. Okay.
What did the Commanders do?
All right. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Well, we're gonna get into it, but first I want to get into like the pressing issue that's going on right now. As we all know, on the first day of Black History Month, former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores filed a class action lawsuit against the NFL and all the teams with accusations of racial discrimination, sham interviews, and payment for tanking. And the 2 teams, or the 3 teams that he mentioned the most, were the Dolphins, the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos. With that being said, and we all know that the NFL is full of, caca, full of shit in regards to Black men in position of coaching, general managing, or even ownership. With this class action lawsuit, do you think things will change, or do you think things will just remain the same? Rick?
Brian Flores is really, first of all, he needs to be commended for his courage right now, because this ain't about him. I mean, he likely has ruined his, I don't want to use the word ruin, but his career as a head coach is likely over.
Right. Especially
it's not about him. It's about all the brothers that are coming after him, because what was done to him in Miami was just, when he got fired, that was like the most shocking firing. I mean, this team started off 1-7. Right. And then to win 8 of 9 games. They finished with a winning record again. All right. They really don't have much of a running game. Their quarterback's still young and developing. And this is on the back of a 10-6 season last year. All right. So this guy's clearly got this organization going in the right direction. They fired him. I was like, well, what? That's weird. I mean, that's when I first saw that. And then to get that text from Bill Belichick, and we all know Bill Belichick has no technological savvy. He calls it like Facegram and Instabook and all that kind of stuff. He has no sense. So he texted Brian and was congratulated him. And it was the other Brian DeBoer, got the job with the Giants. And Brian Flores went through that interview anyways,
right,
knowing that he was not going to get that job and putting himself on the line and having his pride basically just challenged and messed with. And I think that if what he is alleging is true, especially with the owner of the Miami Dolphins, Stephen Ross, offering him money to lose games, Stephen Ross can't own that franchise.
No,
can't own that franchise.
Not at all. Stu, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I think that everything that's happening is stuff that like we've all like known has been going on in sports and in the NFL forever. We talk about these things. We talk about teams tanking for draft players, for draft picks, and then of course we know, it's a good old boys league. They tried to do stuff with the Rooney Rule, and that became a circus. You know what I'm saying? Where basically minority coaches knew that they was just getting interviewed just because of the Rooney Rule, and they really didn't have a shot. But for this to play out the way it is with Flores, I mean, we talked about it in our fantasy group where even Stretch, you was like, when we talk about, he might go to the Texans. You like, why would he go there? Like, they so racist. And we like, well, we know everybody, they are racist. They all that was our point. Like, my point was all the owners are racist. We already know that, but he got to feed his family and, do his livelihood. But as it transpired, you know what I'm saying, even him couldn't, it's like he knows too what he's dealing with the NFL. And I think the players and the coaches, they put up with a lot for the sake of being able to earn a living and provide for their families and to, do what they love doing with the game of football. But now with this, it was just too much for him to get those texts. And look how, like you said, he played it so well. He still went on the interview.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them a chance. Like, Belichick could have told them, like, look, I fucked up. I sent the wrong Brian a text. You might want to hire Flores instead, just to woo, woo, woo. But he went through with the interview. They didn't hire him. And then they hired Daboll, and then he came out with the shit like, nah, I'm suing y'all, but fuck this shit. Like, it was too much at that point. It's just too much clown circus, circus stuff, and we know who's the the ringmasters of the circus and who they try and make out to be the clowns all the time. And that in Miami, I'm not surprised about that. The owners don't care about the culture and the game of football. The owners care about business. You know what I'm saying? They care about money. So that was a business move to the owner. I'll pay you $100,000 every loss. You know what I'm saying? And he showed up. He showed pride in that way, in that move, and not going with that deal, and still doing what he loves to do. Like he says, a God-given gift. Why would he take that gift and do some shiesty stuff with it? You know what I'm saying? So everything that's happening, we've seen it, come to a bright light get shined on the racism in the NFL with Colin Kaepernick, but now that it's coming from the coaches, it's getting higher up and higher up. And I saw Sean King, Sean King has been posting throughout this whole time. Every time a coach get hired, he's like, yep, there go another white coach getting hired. Still only one black coach in the NFL. And he's saying now that this transpired, what he said, I agree with. Players, the people with influence in the league, minorities, you need to speak out against this collectively. And you need to start threatening not to play collectively. It has to be collective, though, because if you don't come together, if there's no numbers there behind it, then nothing will change. And the league will continue on running how it's been running. And because it's about money and power, and the owners got all that. Goodell is kumbayaing it up, kikiing it up with all the owners. He making his money.
Have you?
Yeah. I mean,
It's like where's Jay-Z? Just like Sean King said, Jay-Z needed to speak up. Like they brought Jay-Z into the fold as supposedly supposed to, you know, bring equitable endeavors into the NFL. Like he needs to speak up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, because it's not working. Everything that's been, yeah, we got a dope ass Super Bowl halftime show coming, but
Great.
nothing else is working as far as the culture and the interior and what's happening inside the NFL.
it's like a modern day, still, it's kind of like, it reminds me like a modern day Django, right? You know what I'm saying? Where you got a lot of these cats that are there for sport, basically, to, you know, to tongue in cheek, in the sense of, you got the white man that runs everything, let all these, where you have a league that's 70% black. And you went from I think, was it Fritz Pollard was the first black head coach in the National Football League, 1921. You had to wait all the way till 1989 to the next one to come. You know what I'm saying? Then you implement this Rooney Rule, which basically is a bunch of, you know, it's just checks and balances. Yeah, it's checks and balances. And you still waste, and it doesn't, but then I have to remember who we're talking about here, in the sense of where you hire someone that you know is trash, but you fire them 2 years, maybe a year later, but yet you have to pay them this lump sum of money. But you already set them up because they look like you. They, you know what I'm saying? They're set up for a good portion of their life, and their family set up where you could have had a very talented and
look how it works with the coaching trees. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, like Belichick, Andy Reid. It used to be, you know, like the San Francisco's coach back in the day,
Bill
like
Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Like, you know, like they set up these coaching trees to where, you know, all the coaches come from these trees and they're guaranteed their lineage. All they got to do is stay on the straight and narrow, and they're guaranteed that path to being a head coach.
Flores is from the Belichick coaching tree and likely the most successful one so far.
Right.
Most of them have been failures. Josh McDaniel, who just got another job in Las Vegas as the Raiders coach, he's 11-17 as a head coach. Guy started off 6-0, and then it just tanked from there. You had Bill O'Brien, who maybe made the worst trade of all time. David Johnson for Hopkins. Are you serious right now? Are you serious?
Talk about tanking. He must have got a deal from the Texans owner.
I mean,
for that one.
So and for Flores to, you know, I just don't understand how. Well, I mean, of course we understand it's racism.
Right.
You still got one coach, and I just got an alert that Kevin O'Connell, who used to be the offensive coordinator for the football team, now Commanders, and is now the coordinator for the Rams, he may be the next head coach of the Vikings. All right. Now, what about Eric Bieniemy? Eric Bieniemy has led Kansas City to 4 straight AFC championship games at home. At home. And they always say, well, you know, they're playing in the playoffs and no one can talk to them and all that. Well, Kevin O'Connell is in the Super Bowl, and he seems to have landed the job. What about Eric Bieniemy? He can't get a shot. He's never on the Rams.
What about the Rams defensive coordinator who used to be a head coach? You know what I'm saying? Why can't he get another shot? You know, everybody was all hell bent over Dallas's coordinator. You know, like he was, you know, Jerry put that bag on him. Like, nah, you gonna stay with us. You know,
we were 28 in the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear from you.
Exactly, but Quinn was basically guaranteed. They said whatever job he wanted, he could have picked what head coach job he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not like that for us. It never has been. And to your original question, I don't think it ever will be. I mean, it's all throughout all major sports. You see what's happening now, even with like the fan culture, how the fans are being so disrespectful. And I mean, you look at soccer, it's crazy. You know, you look at basketball, what's going on. You see what just happened with Melo, what happened with Russell Westbrook before. Like, fans is, you know, that's part of the whole culture of the circus culture of like, we own y'all. We paying tickets. We paying for tickets to come to these games so we can speak to y'all and treat y'all however we want. We can spit on your name, talk crazy about your family or whatever. And y'all got to take it, boy. Just take it, boy, because I'm paying for your salary. We pay your salary. You know what I'm saying?
That circus mentality.
It's always been that mentality there with fans, and that comes from, you know, the top down with the ownership and how ownership. We see fans we see how players are being treated, how the coaches, African American coaches, we see how we're all being treated in this whole culture. But we still try and march on for the love of the game. We don't want to give up our fantasy footballs. We don't want to give up our Sundays, in the fall. And we genuinely love these sports and love the game, but it's just they've used that against us for so long. Our love of sports, love of the game, ability for some of us to become professional athletes and make a lot of money.
Yeah,
they've used that against us.
Very lucrative.
Yeah, very lucrative. And and going back to your point, Rick, the fact like with Eric Bieniemy, if you think about it, every person who's held that position that played with the Kansas City Chiefs, that was offensive coordinator,
got a job.
All has gone on to get head coaching jobs.
Doug Peterson, hey, your former coach, Stu.
Yeah. That's that Andy Reid coaching tree. But for some reason, with Bieniemy, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with
Jacksonville,
Leftwich. What they going to do? They already seem like they was like going to give him the job, but try and handcuff him as far as his ability. To hire his coaching staff and stuff like, and it's like, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't give him the job with the stipulations, but
they brought in Urban Meyer, who had never coached a professional football game in his life, and came in and destroyed the franchise within 2 months.
Right,
within 2 months.
Right, and led the charge. Was just his behavior was out of whack. And but still, I'm sure he'll end up coaching the college team or something, or doing whatever he want to do one day when he's ready to get back in the fold, because he part of the Good Old Boys network. You know what I'm saying? He's part of that Illuminati network in sports. They grandfathered in. They cover up all your wrongdoings. They sweep it under the rug. They give you time off and let you come back. And
radioactive right now. Just wait for a minute, and then 2-3 years later, all right, come on back in.
Yeah, same thing will happen with Gruden. You see how they with his case, how they.
I don't know. I think he might be done.
But they dismissed that case. Like the NFL tried to sweep it underneath the rug because they was working on arbitration and all this other stuff.
There's more with that case,
right? And so that's what I'm saying. Like with the situation, So with the situation that happened with Brian Flores, I believe that's also going to open up, another Pandora's box to let more. You see, Hugh Jackson already came out and be like, "Yo, so where there's smoke,
that's documentation apparently,
right."
If you have documentation, that means Jimmy Haslam, he might be out in Cleveland. You can't own a team with the sports gambling business now and the way it's a part of the NFL. There's no way.
Because at that point, you're fixing the game.
Right.
And you're affecting all of that. You're affecting spreads, outcomes, all of that. Your sports and that's like Pete Rose got banned for life for betting on baseball, supposedly. And these coaches, these owners are playing these games because they're owners and they're above the law per se of the sporting, governing bodies. They're above that because they're funding all this shit.
So Roger Goodell's in bed with him. He works for them.
And even the fact that Belichick got that information like that, like, who are you? You're another head coach. Why do you have this? Why are you this godfather in the NFL that they you get this insider trader information before anybody else? Why? That's a problem too. So there's a collusion going on. It's all
that's why a guy named Kaepernick hasn't played since 5 years ago.
Right.
Clearly that was collusion.
Same thing with Boomer Esiason. It came out that he announced the owner of, not the owner, but the head coach of the New York Giants before they even came out on his radio show on WFAN in New York. So I'm like, you got to hold these people up to the standards, right? But of course, like you said, Stu, and like you said, Rick, they see themselves above everybody else. So therefore, they're like, we're going to walk, we're going to talk, we're going to chew gum, we're going to spin it on babies, we're going to do whatever we want to do because we can. But yet, it's time now for them to face the Reaper, because if the situation does occur where, say, for instance, the Miami Dolphins team owner needs to, let go of his team. Same thing with the Browns. It's a perfect opportunity for a person, a millionaire, a billionaire, a black person to jump in and buy a team, because until we have representation with owning teams, it's going to continue to go around and around. I mean, having, being a minority owner, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. You get to sit up in the box and chit and all that other stuff, but you need to be the man. You know what I'm saying? Or the woman, I should say. You need
the general managing partner if you're in partnership with somebody.
Right. We need to, like you said, you have too many people who are millionaires and billionaires who are, people of color that really should be thinking like, okay.
And honestly, we need more than one. Like, the long game of it is we need it to be way more balanced. Those scales to be way more, because it's
the NFL is printing money. They're printing money,
and owners will get together. Owners will get together, and they'll vote you out and vote you over, and that one owner will be like, all right, you could do a little something with your team, but as far as changing the whole culture of the NFL is such a deep dive. It's like almost comparable to changing society. Like it's so deeply rooted. Right. It's a destroy rebuild thing, and that's the thing that I don't think believe, because of money and power running the world. I don't think that it'll happen. I don't think they're going to blow the NFL up. You know what I'm saying?
I agree on that.
Well, you also let's get to the point where you have again just the overall standpoint of how will things, I guess, change, or if they will change, because I look at it from this. The NFL is very hypocritical. They know how to hit you with slogans and catchphrases like "Let's end racism. We're in this together," but yet all your owners are pretty much racist. You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong. Maybe I say a handful of them are. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they still don't care when it comes to people of our ilk, right? People that look like us. They're always going to look out for people that look like them. And whether they're qualified or even if they're not even qualified, they're always going to give that person a chance, or, but it makes sense.
Basically, if you're of a certain age and you're a white man and you're of a certain financial tax bracket, you come from racism. There's no way around it. You could say you're not a racist and I love black. You're not out here, with
burning
a white hood,
whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But if you're old white and got money, you come from racism, because
there's covert racism. There's overt racism.
Systematic. Yeah, exactly.
It's systematic.
So then that's just what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I guarantee, if you open the books and look at all these teams from their inception, there is a big void when it comes to minorities in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it took the longest for them to even let players, for the players,
right?
You know what I'm saying? In all these sports started off all white. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they and then now, like, so they had to let the players in, of course, because that's the real entertainment for these sports. But when it comes to that ownership and the authority and coaching and GMs, and it's always been a void there. You know what I'm saying?
But it's interesting because you think about it, where you look at all these sports that are predominantly, folks of, men or women of color. Like, you look at baseball. Baseball is predominantly, Hispanic. Some white folks, but there's a lot of Hispanic. Predominantly Hispanic. Basketball, pretty much black. Right. Football, black. You know what I mean? Right. So that is
all
why
the ownership of all those sports
are all people that don't look like their employees. All right.
Exactly.
Let's get in. I want to get to the next subject, because I know this is one that's going to be enriching to Rick's heart. Rick, your team on 222. You know what I'm saying? Finally got a new name. 222. Finally got a new name, man. How are you feeling with this name, the Washington Commanders?
I'm all right with it. I mean, look, I would have preferred Red Wolves. Mm-hmm. That would have been my first choice. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who are barely a franchise, somehow have that copyright. And it's like, well, okay. So
what does that? What the Red Wolves have to do with the Timberwolves?
I don't know. No one knows. So I'm like, well,
is that their like G League team or something?
They don't even count. Like, y'all have been to one Western Conference Finals, ain't never been to the NBA. Who are you? People forget there's a team in Minnesota. I mean, seriously. So from the choices that we had, admirals, generals, who wants to be that? Commanders is fine. I'm fine with it. And the uniforms, I'm not mad at them. Uniforms look pretty good. We finally got black uniform.
I was gonna say I like that black uniform. That's pretty dope.
I like the little bars with the name on it. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. We good. We got some stars. We all right.
I know all the Cowboy fans in DC gonna love them stars.
We're not talking about them right now. They get too much coverage as it is. We're not talking about the Cowboys. We're talking about the Commanders. It's our day. Can we have our day? That's all I'm asking.
Yes.
So
the Washington Commanders.
Once we start winning, and we will. All right, because I'm actually amazed that I saw that face too, but I'm actually amazed. I see you too, Stretch, but I'm actually amazed we won 7 games with this Heineke kid. I'm amazed. All right, he's a backup quarterback. We probably shouldn't have won 5. But once we get a legit, just an average quarterback.
They talking about Russell Wilson, man. They keep talking about Russell.
Well,
man.
if that happens, I'm not mad at that. I just don't want to give up too much capital for him.
Hey, Rick,
like
whenever there's a little bit of smoke, you already know P. Stew's gonna be there because he got the fire.
No, I already know. He got the lighter. He got the matches. He's got the torch. He got all that stuff.
You know. Me and Sierra go way back.
Yeah.
Hold on. My wife around here somewhere.
Yeah,
Let me
you
not
better
say
keep
that
that
too
on
loud. Me and Sierra go way back, so sometimes I get some inside information. You know what I'm saying? So,
so let's jump over to your team, Stu. So your quarterback just had a successful surgery.
He did? What happened?
Yeah, he had ankle surgery.
Ankle surgery.
Oh, okay.
So
he was playing hurt the whole end of the year.
I thought he got his arm better because he really has no deep ball whatsoever
or
accuracy.
Be
real. He can run. So he needs that ankle.
So he's slightly better than Heineken, though.
You know where I stand. You know where I stand. You know where
that's why there's nothing really I can say to you. You just dogged your quarterback, so I can't even really say nothing to you about dogging mine. You know what I'm saying?
So what's up with Philly next year, Stu? What's on the agenda for them? What do they need?
Well, I'm not all the way solidified with our quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? Like Hurts is something that's not clicking. He does the same thing in college. He's got all the physical attributes. I do believe he can throw the ball. He's shown at spurts that he can spin that ball when he wants to, but I just think that for some reason he doesn't play with any urgency, or he's kind of too cool, too laid back, and his processing and decision making, I think, is not where it needs to be yet, for a franchise quarterback. So I'm not sold on Hurts as the future for Philly. You know what I'm saying? I think if we had a different quarterback this year, I think we could have done differently. Huh?
Gardner Minshew? The dude with the point stash.
Nah, Gardner's a backup. He's a good backup. He's not a franchise quarterback either. You know what I'm saying? But we had all rookie head coaches in all the top coaching positions. Our head coach, OC, DC were all rookies. So, it's like we were experimenting the whole first half of the season, wasn't even running the ball. Then when they finally click, we got excellent running backs, use them.
You're built like the 49ers. Maybe you could get Jimmy Garoppolo in there.
I'm not even mad at Jimmy. Jimmy G be winning games, you know what I'm saying? But I would rather
excellent game man.
I would rather Aaron Rodgers.
Man, you good. Good luck, man. You on another position right now, man.
Or if Aaron goes to LA, I'll take Stafford. We'll take Stafford in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere, man.
So is Aaron going anywhere?
To Denver or Pittsburgh?
He ain't
going to Philly. I know where he's not going.
Yeah, he ain't going to Philly.
Ain't nobody going to Philly. Your franchise quarterback is Jalen Hurts. Or you can trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, bring him in, and run it like the 49ers.
We got 3 first-round picks in the draft.
Okay, you got some draft capital.
So we got capital. We might get Russell. Fuck around. Mess around. We get Russell.
Go ahead, get Russell.
We might swoop him right from under the Commanders.
He
Who
got
you
a
gonna
tight
be?
end to throw it to,
Who
and that's
y'all
it.
gonna be commanding then when you still got Heineken
Who
as
you
the quarterback?
who you gonna be commanding then?
Huh? Who y'all gonna
Say
be
something.
commanding then?
Don't feel good about yourself because you played a fourth place schedule and snuck your way into the playoffs. You stumbled into the playoffs.
I like
It
our
was a
schedule
fourth
for
place schedule. You got lucky. You did what you
I
had.
like our schedule for next year too.
Yeah, well,
I
I hope
like our
so.
schedule.
I
I
hope so.
see the path right back to the playoffs for
You're
next year
not
too,
going to the
man.
playoffs. Come
Man,
on.
Our D
You're gonna take
line
a
gonna be
giant
back
step back.
healthy.
You're gonna go like
What?
this.
How?
That's what y'all doing. All right.
How?
Because
Where?
y'all ain't good enough.
At what?
You
At
will
what
be playing
position?
legitimate teams. All you are a one-dimensional team. We've
It's no
already
Brady.
seen what
It's
Jalen
no
Hurts can do.
Brady.
Can't throw it. Can't throw it.
Rogers gonna be in a new system.
Oh, God.
Russell gonna be in a new
Come on,
system.
Stop.
Like it's wide open next
Okay.
year.
but it
Wide
is,
open.
but it is
I will
NFC
give you this.
East,
Green
man.
Bay will not be what they were.
Baltimore, the Ravens got three
Well, think about it.
quarterbacks. They're gonna be running a 3-quarterback
They
rotation.
better
You
sign
know what I'm
Lamar.
saying?
What they better do. Stretch, you
Oh,
worried about that?
no, we signing Lamar. That's given.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, man. Man, listen, trust me.
Because why?
He gonna
Hold
get
up
paid.
now. Because every other quarterback that came from that draft class has already signed the big fat contract. Lamar has not signed anything. Now, is it him because he's representing himself, which I think is a mistake? But is it that him or what?
Hey, they just resigned. Just read up Harbaugh. So you know what I'm saying.
Who is Lamar going to?
Harbaugh, he ain't on
Who
the
is
field,
Lamar going to throw to besides Mark Andrews?
right?
Are y'all going to get AB?
No, we don't want him. He's a cancer. You crazy? You crazy? That trolling that he's doing, no way in hell they're going to pick him up. But I believe.
But who is Lamar going to throw to?
We'll pick some. Look, free agency hasn't even started yet. There's going to be a lot of folks that still want to be
nervous. He's nervous. He's nervous. You saw what the team is. If he's clearly the most valuable player on the team.
Of course.
You saw what they are without him. I mean, you are just pure.
But I give you this: our backup is going to be a free agent. Somebody might take him.
Lamar
Lamar
got hurt, and y'all fired y'all defensive coordinator.
Right.
He got everybody messed up. Like he's definitely the most valuable player.
I better sign that dude.
If y'all don't have, if he don't have nobody, if he don't have a real number one out there with Mark Andrews, and the running back don't get back healthy, the running game don't get back healthy, it's gonna be just more the same for y'all. The AFC is stacked, dog. Do you see what's going on in the AFC?
The AFC champions in your
division. All right. It will be all right, man. I'm telling
Cleveland's all right.
You got Broadway Joe now. Broadway Joe run y'all division. Broadway Joe run y'all division now. Lamar who? They like Lamar who?
Man, you need to, man.
He's in the Super Bowl.
So what?
Trent Dilfer's been in the Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer didn't lead the defense.
It doesn't matter. He was there. He was there.
Clearly, Joe led
this
this
team.
was
in the Super Bowl. Mark Rippon was in the Super Bowl.
Broadway Joe led this team to the.
And you got to stop calling Broadway Joe.
He won the national chip, the Heisman, and he about to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk about it.
Broadway Joe.
Why is not going to win the Super Bowl?
First of all,
Bengals played the most fraudulent playoff schedule in recent memory. They played the Raiders, who ain't nothing. Then Tennessee was the most fraudulent number 1 seed ever. And Derrick Henry hadn't played in 2 months. All right, so it's hard to come back from being off for 2 months. And then they played Kansas City, who gave them the game. Why don't you kick a field goal at the end of the first half? Patrick Mahomes, all cute. Oh, I'm Paula Abdul doing dance steps and choreography. It was ridiculous. And that's why they're there. Now, the Rams, on the other hand, the brand of football in the NFC is a lot stronger. The defense is a lot stronger. Ain't going to be no playing games. Aaron Donald is going to feast in the Super Bowl. The man might have 3 or 4 sacks. You're going to see Cam Akers run for about 140 yards. Sean McVay loves to run the football. Loves to run. They're going to pound the Bengals because the Bengals really don't have a defensive line. They're like 30th in rushing in the league. They're not that good. If Burrow has to throw that much, and he's going to get confused. And I mean, my prediction for the final score is like 35 or 38 to 8.
So I agree with that assessment. That assessment has been the same assessment for the Bengals since the beginning of the season. That same analysis has been there the whole season, and they're in the Super Bowl. So that's why I told y'all I think I always thought the Rams was going to go and it was going to be another home game type Super
They're not
Bowl.
playing.
But I'm betting on Cincy
Okay,
because
well,
I'm not
do
getting
you
put
want
in
to
the
make a little
bag.
side bet? Would you like to make a
No,
side?
I want to bet with the like real people who are going to pay me the odds and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you the odds. I'll give you the odds.
Well, I'll
Oh,
tell
Let's
you,
talk about it because I'm that confident in the Rams. You rolling with Broadway Joe. I mean, okay. I want to make some money too, Stu.
I'm betting on Cincy, man.
Cincinnati is not winning the Super Bowl.
They're not. It's just it's preposterous.
It's not happening, man. And
It's preposterous.
All right. We said this all year. Who picked them to go? At the beginning of the year, the odds for them to go to the Super Bowl was the same as Jacksonville.
Astronomical. You're right.
yeah,
Same exact odds.
So
That's why I said next year. I think I'm betting on Arizona for next year, and then where's and the Raiders for 2024? Because they on this home. Who?
So basically, you're just picking teams who are hosting the Super Bowl for that.
or that too.
Oh, come on, man.
I feel like it's a new trend happening that the NFL is starting.
Well, I can guarantee you're gonna lose your money next year if you bet on Arizona because Mighty Mouse, that dude can't.
Oh, that's wrong. You called that boy Mighty Mouse. Did you call that boy Mighty Mouse?
Here I come.
The books are open too. I saw somebody put a $5,000 bet on the Jets to win, and I think it'll pay them like $5 million, something crazy.
Hey, if you got the money, by all means.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you stupid enough to
I'm talking about like $50, $100, while the odds is like 10,001. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to jump into the next topic because I know we all are lovers of the round ball, the NFL. I mean the NBA, and so I'm sitting here watching Ja Morant. Right, Ja Morant is astronomical. That dude is bananas. Do you think it is the NBA has definitely got to the point where like that's because I guess you can assess him as a small guard, even though they list him as like 6'3". I think he's shorter than that.
Yeah.
But as far as comparison of all the other small guards that came before him, the AIs, the Isaiahs, where would you put Ja Morant in that category? Where would you? I mean, I know he's still young and he's
kind of too soon to tell.
Yeah.
His trajectory is in the line of those players
Yeah.
that you just named, like Chris Paul, AI. He's very dynamic. He got a high IQ, and one of the things that I notice is how all the other players in the NBA talk about him and refer to him and give him that respect. And Draymond Green just said it, that the smartest players he played against were LeBron, Rajon Rondo, Chris Paul, and then he said now is Ja Morant is basically fourth on that list.
He's got to get the hell out of Memphis.
Yeah.
He got
He got to come to LA.
No.
I think the Laker dynasty is done, man.
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. They will all find a way.
It's like done how? Like no, they're not
LA,
going
man. As long as they're in LA,
but
it's a place to go.
LA.
It's the Lakers. You look at all those jerseys and the championships, the banners. It's the Lakers, man.
I get it. Just from that standpoint of being at the Lakers and the history, the full rich history. But if you're not winning, that don't mean anything because you're just another team that used to be good, right? And I don't get me wrong. I love Melo. I love LeBron. I would love to see Melo and LeBron win a chip together.
Come on now. That shit is laughable.
It's not gonna happen this year.
It's not gonna happen ever. Not in LA. It's done. They're all old.
Unless Chris Paul is not walking out the locker room in the Lakers uniform. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. Like they need way more. They need way more than Bron and Melo to win a chip.
Russell Westbrook, I mean, we just stole it. I couldn't believe that they made that trade for Kuzma and all those players. I was like, really?
That's just giving money away. That's just giving money away. And that's when you start to have to understand or reevaluate the psyche of the ownership. Because Jeannie Buss, I'm like, why would you give away the heart and soul of the team that helped you win that championship in the bubble?
Because LeBron told her to.
See? And that's why she should never listen to LeBron, never listen to Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Magic fucked up plenty of teams when he was running back to to her daddy, telling her daddy what to do, you know. But unfortunately, in some instances, it worked for him, but in other instances, it didn't work for him. So we'll see.
It'll take a while though to like chop that dynasty, like almost that first class status that the Lakers have. It'll take a while to chop that there. I mean, because you look at the Knicks now. It took years for them to not for you to think of Brooklyn before you think of the Knicks in New York. Like the Nets own New York. They do. Right. The Knicks ain't like, okay, whatever. It would take a while for the Clippers to overtake the Lakers. That's
yeah. Well, nowadays with a lot of these, as far as how athletes play, especially in NBA, with a lot of load management.
But Golden State is going to win the chip this year again.
Oh yeah, that I'm with you 100%. I'll put $100 on that tonight, because I think they definitely got it all. They got great young talent.
They got Clay back, Splash Brothers.
Yeah. So and once they get Wiseman back, the kid the rookie from last year. They're gonna be a tough team, but I can guarantee
they're loaded.
It's gonna be them against the Suns in the Western Conference Final.
And that's
the Suns are crazy.
But Chris is just so old now, man. God, I want him to win some, but he's just old. I mean, and you can't after a while, if a series goes 6-7 games, like several series go that long,
he gonna hurt a hamstring in game 3, like and that, he hobbling the rest of the series.
Yeah, like he
always does it. He always gets all the way to the end, and then
the body's beat up.
He tweaks something, or
right.
But yeah, man, I definitely would like to see him win one.
So, out of love for hometown cat, will Kevin Durant ever win another championship?
They might win one this year.
Yeah, it's possible. The question really is, will Kevin Durant get some lotion? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Nah, I don't know though, because Harden won out. They talking about Harden want to come to Philly and play with Embiid. You know what I'm saying?
What about your boy Ben Simmons?
I was just about to say, I don't know what they doing with him. That's a weird, strange case right there too.
It's
weird, man.
$19 million. $19 million. You will lose.
The Sixers are bugging. Like they asking for like 3 first round. You fucked that brand up. Y'all fucked the brand up.
Everybody saw him underneath the basket, catch the ball, and
miss the layup.
Bruh.
Oh yeah.
He didn't pass it. He didn't take it. He passed it. I couldn't believe what I was saying. Like, bruh, you 6'9". I mean, just go up and lay.
Dunk it.
Dunk. But that's it. Nike, man. That's like
they fucked his head up in Philly, and he's like damaged goods now. And you still asking for 3 first rounders? Y'all about to be stuck with him.
Yep.
Y'all gonna be stuck paying him because y'all better release him or do something reasonable because y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? He's not worth 3 first rounders no more. Like
he might not work
the brand. Y'all messed the brand up.
We'll see what happens because the trade deadline is coming up, and there's talks of a lot of movement going on, and I could tell from my my insiders, it looks like the Knicks are definitely going to break that team up because they, just basically shot their load last year, and now
8 seed or 7 seed last year.
Yeah,
7 seed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Yeah, time to re-up and break it up. All right, but look, before we get out of here, man, I got a few more things because I'd like to play a game I call Questions from the Hat. But before we get into Questions from the Hat, it's just been announced that the 2022 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees have been announced today, and 2 dynamic hip hop artists and a hip hop group are on that bill. So we got a Tribe Called Quest and Eminem. Both of them are first time.
I say Eminem,
yeah. Done.
They in?
Shoe-ins.
Yeah, shoe-ins. So because both of them are first time nominees, they're on there with Dolly Parton.
Eminem's definitely going to get in.
Yeah.
Whoa! Dolly Parton's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Nah, Devo, Lionel Richie for a songwriter, songwriter, and what's that other dude? Crap. The kind of like alternative Beck. Yeah, he's on
Beck.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, I like Beck, but nah. Dolly Parton should be in. Tribe, Eminem, Lionel Richie.
In the vein of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't got them putting in 2 hip hop artists in the same year. So Tribe might get X'd out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Eminem is performing for the halftime show. So, I mean, you know, it's been 25 years since his release of it. Damn, that's old.
It depends on who's on the board and who's voting and all that.
Yeah. They all deserve it, though. A lot of those names you just mentioned should, like you said, like how is Dolly Parton not in there already?
She wrote "I Will Always Love You."
Yeah, it's like, but whatever, you know. All those things get me, like the Baseball Hall of Fame and how Bonds and Clemens and them are never getting in, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, are you serious?
Well, I mean, you know,
everybody was doing that shit, and they're the ones that stay.
The tragedy of Barry is he was going in before all that. Like before he started taking steroids, he was clearly going in. This dude was phenomenal. And then, you know, McGuire and Sosa did their thing, and you see Barry at the next spring training, like
looking like a milk dud. You know, looking like a bona fide milk dud. All right, fellas. This is how we do it. This is time for my favorite game, the hottest game on all podcasts, on all platforms. It is time for questions from the hat. All right. So in here, I got a few random questions, and I'll like responses from both of y'all. Start off with you, Stu. What is your most memorable moment in radio?
Oh man, that's tough. It's been a lot of memories, but I guess if I had to pick one, it would be probably rocking the stage at the MCI Center before it was the Verizon Center, before it was the Cap One Arena, hosting a big, I think it was the Up in Smoke tour, and Live Squad, our crew, our radio crew, me, Steph Level, Pooch Man, were live on stage hosting 18, 19,000 people. And, we did the roll call live on stage and had, thousands of people, trying to get live. So that feeling, it's the feeling that you remember, because it's, that feeling is like that's why I know when artists get on stage and they're rocking big arenas and everybody's singing their words to their songs, it's got to be the greatest feeling in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drug. It's a drug.
Yeah.
So Rick, same question to you. What's your most memorable moment in radio?
There's been a lot. Kind of not in that vein what Stu's talking about, but I remember when local station around here in DC, PGC, was killing it. We did a van hit on not Georgia Avenue, M Street. We're on M Street.
Mm-hmm.
And just called into the station. Said, meet us at the subway. We stopped the traffic on M Street. Like, people were rushing out of their cars. And all we had was like T-shirts and stickers or some shit. I mean, it was like nothing, yo. They were shaking the van. Girls throwing their phone number. I'm like, what? And we were nothing. We were like interns. There's 2 interns calling it like, yo. So that and the first day, this is about 5 years ago, when Donnie came back to radio. That was, because I never thought that would happen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on now. You're hearing these rumors, and he opens up the mic. I'm Rick James, bitch. All right. So
that's
dope, man. Dope.
Yeah, some good things, man. Good things. And both of y'all neglected to say your most memorable moment was when you met me. But it's all right though. You know what I'm saying? It's all right.
It was up there.
Stretch.
Yeah, it's all right now.
Honest chicken. We still gotta take that trip. We ain't going yet, but we gotta make that trip.
Hey man, we're gonna get on oh man, that's another conversation for another time. Hey, all right. Oh, here's a good one. Good one. Best advice someone has ever given you in life. Rick.
Make more, work less.
Facts. Stu.
Stay low, keep firing.
There it is. Is that reference to you and your machinery man?
That's that's the Stu thing. That's what it sounds like to me. You see the shades. He ain't trying to correct. It's cool.
It could be, but it's also a reference just in life and just staying out the way and just keep keep pushing, and no matter what is stacked up against you, just stay low, like, and keep firing. Like even linemen, in football, all the sports we talking about, the key is to stay low.
Stay low,
keep
leverage.
firing. You know what I'm saying? Leverage. You know what I'm saying? And you could translate that to almost all walks of life as well.
Facts. I think this is a great question for both of y'all. Best era of hip hop.
Golden age.
Yeah, like 95 to 2005.
I'll say 88.
90. Yeah.
I say like 80, like that 88 up to like
2000.
2000.
Yeah, I'll stretch it to 2000. After then, I don't. Sometimes I don't recognize what I'm hearing. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that resonates in me. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it. Here's the last question. One more time for the horn. Well, that didn't work. Never mind. Last question. This one is gonna be funny for me. Who will win the NFC East next year?
Eagles. Yeah. Not the Commanders. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you not gonna win the NFC.
That's too early to ask that question because it hasn't been done. The draft hasn't been done. If you say
it don't matter.
Right now, I would say
you know why it doesn't matter?
I would say the Cowboys right now.
Unless Dan Snyder is selling the team, y'all not gonna win.
You know, I don't need to hear from you. I don't need to hear. Why don't you fly? Do something. Why don't you?
As long as Snyder is at the helm,
go, man.
Don't mess it up. That's how I know y'all not gonna get Russell, because he gonna want to meet Russell and he gonna say something that's gonna fuck it up. And
Why don't you let him play
like,
for you? Why don't you let him play? He can get injured behind that inept offensive line that can't pass block. Y'all can run block, but you can't pass block. Yeah,
our offensive line.
That's what I just said. You heard me. Y'all can run block.
All pro.
Y'all can run block, but y'all can't pass block. There's a difference. It's a difference, sir.
We just had a running offense. Like,
yeah,
because
you can run block.
Runner.
You can run block. You can't pass block. There's a difference.
No, that's not true.
You got to go up. You got to go up.
I think you should look at our linemen's pass block rate.
I ain't worried about y'all. Your pass
my Halata's are crazy with it, man. 6'8".
It's embarrassing.
You're not getting past him.
I ain't worried about y'all.
I love it.
I ain't worried about y'all.
I love it.
We almost beat y'all with a COVID team.
A COVID.
We had a backup quarterback playing y'all both times this year. I mean, come on.
Great. It don't matter. As long as Snyder is at the helm, y'all not going to win it.
All right. Well, the votes have been cast. Stu says the Eagles. Rick says, well, Rick, we already know what Rick's going to say. The Commanders.
Say it, Rick. The Commanders.
The Commanders. The Washington Commanders.
They need to get you to be the voice. They should get you to be the voice of the team, man. I swear.
Take command. I ain't worried about it. We're going to be all right. Give me a quarterback. Just give me a quarterback. That's all I need. Give me a quarterback. Everything else is in place. Get me a quarterback, and you're going to see things change.
Don't get them Stooges that was out there early today. Everywhere we go, people want to know.
That was the worst perform. I don't know what that was.
Hail to the Commanders.
Stop trying to sing up. We don't have a fight song. We're new. This is a whole new thing. Stop trying to do all that. Go sing that disco song. Fly, eagle, fly, and all that. Y'all do your thing. Go do that disco thing.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
You're going to be upset anyways. That's what an Eagle fan is. Y'all be cursed. Y'all kill it.
Man.
Because y'all, you slice and you just got to the grown folks table at the NFL banquet. You just got there. In fact, Stretch beat you there too. I've been there. I got three.
With an Eagles coach.
Two, I got three.
Stretch got an Eagles coach.
That's why I'm in the center. All right.
Stretch got there with an Eagles coach.
No.
Y'all better get an Eagles coach, Rick, and y'all might be all right. Get an Andy Reid. Get a coach from the Andy Reid tree. Rivera might be. Oh no, Rivera's from Chicago, right?
Yeah, got nothing to do with y'all.
No, Andy Reid was one of our. Ron Rivera was our lineman coach at one point. He was on the Eagles staff, wasn't he?
Don't care. It doesn't matter.
All y'all need is a new owner. Y'all get a new owner, y'all be all right.
Give me 2 trophies. Get 2 more trophies, and you can talk to me. Okay? Yeah, this is a championship conversation.
Rick, were you even old enough to drink the last time?
Yeah, I saw him. You see the gray in the beard. I saw him. I remember him. You see the gray. Clearly, okay. I got some time on me. I've seen a few 24 hours.
Okay, all right.
I look good though. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hopefully you get to enjoy it again before it's all over.
Oh, I
man.
will. I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be here for it. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here
All
for it.
right. man.
And
You
for
see
the
how the
record,
Eagle fan is. You see how they are.
Yeah.
He got one like 3 or 4 years ago. He's still sliced. He's still running that
It's
victory
fresh.
lap. Go
It's
wear them
fresh.
shoes.
and for the record, Stu, Harbaugh was the second coach for our championship. First one was
Brian
you know,
Phillips.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right. You're right. That don't really count. That was
Oh, yeah.
all
Oh, it
defense.
counts. Oh, it counts. It counts. It counts. Hey, yo, I want to thank y'all again for taking time out to hang out with your boy.
Yes,
on
sir.
Dope Stretch, man. Once again, thank you all for checking us out and listening. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna pass the baton over to these brothers so they can let you know how you can follow them and all the good stuff that they got going on. But don't forget, each and every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we're here for Dope Chats with Stretch. Log on YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you follow and like and share Dope Since 76 Media. But with that being said, Chilla, where can folks follow you, my brother?
Facebook at Rick Chill. There is no K in Rick. And on Instagram and Twitter at only one. That's the number one, ONLY, the number one Chiller.
And Stu, what it do?
Yes, sir. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at your boy P Stew. That's YABOYPSTEW. We got a lot going on. Come down, see me at Zaza, 811 Florida Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. We got a lot of flavors for you: sneakers, clothes, fashion, culture, all that stuff. Come see me.
That's
I'm gonna show up in a big Eagles costume and just flap around the front. That's how you
I'ma
can
get-
tell where it's at. I'll be right there, like
I'm gonna give you a discount. You do that, I'll give you a discount.
Now I'm gonna show up in my Commander's gear, bro.
Oh, then I'm
Get
gonna
all y'all
upcharge
in the
you.
world.
I might lock the doors. You might not make it in.
Oh man. All right. Well, that does it for tonight's episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. We'll be back next week. Getting ready because it's almost time for Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do a little something for the lovers.
Manufactured holiday.
Yeah, do a little something for the lovers. But in the meantime, thanks again for hanging out. We'll be back next week at 8 o'clock, fellas. One love, and
And remember,
we'll
it's Black Future Month, not Black History Month. Let's
Word.
go.
boom. Come on, put it on a t-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Black Future. It's about the future, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. My man Stu laying it down. So once again, thanks again. And fellas, once again, thank you. And we'll talk soon. All right.
All right, bro.
All right. Peace, fellas. Welcome to another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am Stretch, yours truly.